another hour probably. So I'm going to share 1 minute just to get a little bit connected to what we're doing. This explanation is with Mushli. It's a story that happened. A couple had children for a while, for a few years, and then they got a child, the woman got pregnant. They're going to the labor room, staying outside, and then things get complicated, dangerous a little bit. Actually came out to the husband outside and said, it's your choice. It's whether the mother or the child. What do you do? He makes us a decision. Came in, asked the mother, how does she feel? And the mother said, listen, without children, I have no life anyway. I'm going to sacrifice my own life for the child. One thing, please. Make sure the child understands that I sacrificed my life for him. And make sure he respects it. And tell him that I love him forever. Unfortunately, the woman died, and the child was born. The father raised the child himself for years, 5 years, 10 years. And then the child became a mitzvah. The child became a mitzvah. The father goes over to the child on the day of the bar mitzvah and he says, listen, Yaakov, today is your bar mitzvah. But at the same time, today is the outside of your mother. Your mother sacrificed her life for you. And your mother wanted to hear how much she loves you, and how much you owe for her whole life, everything. But do me a favor, at the end of the bar mitzvah, we're going to do Ma'ariv. You're going to say your first Kaddish after your mother. Say it respectfully. Understand what you're saying. Bar mitzvah goes over, the child was very happy, got all the presents, everything was fine, it was a good celebration. And then comes the Ma'ariv and Kaddish. You got a chapel, the Kaddish in 1 second, like nothing was going on. The father fell on the floor, fainted. So yeah, can you give it a little bit of respect? What's going on? The child goes over to the father and says, what can I do? Do I know my mother? Do I have an idea what a mother is all about? I know there's a stone that we go once a year, and you're telling me this is my mother. I don't know anything about what it is. What do you expect from me? How is it possible that I can have any type of feeling? It's okay, so you told me I have to love him. But in fact, all I know is a piece of stone. All I know is a grave, is a mateva that I'm going once a year, and that's it. What will be expected from the child? You will be a little bit more mature, you will be a bit older. What are we going to expect from the child? He's correct, he's right. He's no feeling, no connection. All he knows is a piece of stone. But what we will expect from the child is that at least try to understand on an intellectual level. Try to sit down and think, what is a mother? Maybe look around how other mothers look like. When you'll get married, you'll be able to see what mother is all about. Try to spend time to understand what are you missing. And try to understand what it is, what will be possible for you to have if you will have a mother. Spend this little time. At least once a year when you go to your mother's grave, and let's say this piece of stone, just look at it as a piece of stone. Spend a little bit of time to think what it is. And even to the next level, think about how many things you're missing because you don't have a real mother. How many things you're missing because you don't have this love of a mother, the existing of a mother in your life. So many things that you miss about. This is something you can think about on an intellectual level. And that's going to somehow raise the feeling to a certain level where you can have the proper respect. So this is what we're doing over here today. We don't know much. All we know about this weakness, the piece of stone, the question of Maluri, we can go once in a while. And it's very understandable that we all young people, we live our life, we all do it, and it's very hard to have the feeling and the connection. But the same like in the story about the child and the mother, what we can do is spend a little bit of time, a few minutes, and just kind of read and try to understand what we're reading. Everything that we're saying until now is basically a little bit of images. Is the kinnis. What is the kinnis? They were big tzaddikim. All the Baal of the kinnis were big Baal Yutim. We're basically describing out what happened in the Chol, describing what was about with some English. If you read the kinnis until now, it's going back and forth between describing how was it in the time of some English and then describing the terrible Chol that happened, back and forth. This is the first part of the kinnis. From now on, if you're going to realize, within this mixture of going back and forth between the Chol and the time of Beis Hamikdash, we're also mixing in a little bit of what happened later on. The kinnis that's coming up now, kinnis the father, was about the Surah in Malchus. This terrible story that happened in the Gemara, 10 of the big tzaddikim were killed. Then we go back to the Chol with the Beis Hamikdash, and you go forward in kinnis of Hey. We're talking about what happened much later. The big pogroms that happened in Ashkelon and Romazia, in Germany, and later on, 100 years later. And then you go again back and forth between the Chol and the Beis Hamikdash, and then in Kinel Lamed Gimel, you talk about the later Israel that happened, the pogrom that happened later, years later. And then you go again back and forth, and then Kinel Mem Aleph, talking about what happened in the Parashas of Chikas, where they were burning all the Sefer Torah. And that goes again and again until we have recently added some kinnis. We can say one kinnis is about the Holocaust. This is now the next level. So if you remember what we discussed about, what the perspective from a control person is, to try to understand first of all what happened, what we lost. And at the same time also to understand that while we are living, we are missing a lot. The child lost his mother, and he's also missing a lot of his life because he doesn't have a mother. So what we have until now is strictly about what we lost in the home, Beis Hamikdash, how the Beis Hamikdash was about, and what happened in the home. From now on in the kinnis, you get to the next level, where we are going to our goals, and we're pointing out from time to time what happened. We have this pogroms, we have this problem, there's everything. We understand that everything we're missing. And it goes all the way until communism and until Holocaust and until everything that we have is all as a result from the home. So what I expected from us is a little bit of understanding what we're saying and get a little bit to the intellectual level of what we were missing. And hopefully this will get a little bit of an emotional connection to the home of Beis Hamikdash. This is the purpose of sitting here about another hour or so until we get into this level. So a little bit of understanding will make the purpose of it, not just sitting here and try to finish as soon as possible, but to understand why we're doing it and to have a little bit of understanding on the intellectual level and somehow